Hello my fellow real estate agents. This video is going to go over what my schedule looked like my first year in the business, and then maybe towards the end of this video I'll go over exactly what my schedule looks like now. So without further ado, let's get right into it. My name is Aram. I'm a realtor in the Chicagoland area. Feel free to send your referrals over here if you have them. If not, just stay tuned. I'm going to explain exactly what I did my first year to sell, I think was it 1.6 million in production. So not much, but the mistakes I made were not because of the schedule, it's because I was an idiot, right? So every day begins at 5 a.m. with a little read and a cup of coffee. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't start off right away in the first month getting up at 5 a.m. In the first month, I was usually in the office around 10 a.m., 11 a.m., sometimes 9, and I felt like a loser because by the time I get there, pretty much the whole day's over. It's almost noon, right? And I really don't have time to do anything. I'm making excuses. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm up at 5 a.m., and I get to the office by 7, there's no way I can mess around long enough to ruin my whole day, right? If I go screw around for 2 hours, it's still 9 a.m. and I can do some work. That was my thinking, right? So I started waking up at 5 a.m. It took about a week for my body to get used to it, and then it was easy sailing from there. And this really changed my life, guys, because I was a night person sleeping at 2 a.m. every single night. And I never thought that I could be a morning person. But once you get up at 5 a.m., number one, it's super quiet. Nobody is up to bother you or even ask you any questions. Your phone's not dinging. No one's posting on social media. So it's a ghost town, right? So it's the best time to get your mind right, read a book, drink some coffee, get energized, and get your day started, right? This is, I guess, my anchor. And the type of books I read are mostly business-related, sales, real estate, investing, and on the agent side. Rarely do I read self-help books, but sometimes they come across my desk and I read them, right? But that's the case. This is my first year, and to this day, I'm still getting up at 5 a.m. Now, confession, sometimes I'm up at 6 a.m. Sue me. It happens, right? Now, I get up at 5 a.m., read my cup of coffee, this, that, and the other, for about an hour, and then between 6 to 7 a.m., I'm showering, getting myself together, and driving to the office, right? By 7 a.m., I was in the office, and between 7 to 9 a.m., I do what's called prep work and role play. I used to call a lot of cold expireds and for sale by owners, right? So that took a lot of prep on my part because I don't know, the system I was using, I had to go through and make sure that they weren't listed because I was also calling cancel, so there could be like 60 canceled listings any time, and I'm an idiot and I was wasting my time doing prep work when my prep work should have been just calling them and seeing if they're listed or not. That was just a word of advice for everybody. And then I had about 30 minutes of role play built between the 7 to 9 a.m. with my fellow role play partner, Fadi Farid from Michigan. Super great guy. He's the only one I found that was consistent, where we can actually role play Monday through Friday. And it's really helped my skills, because when you role play before calling, you're ready to go. In my head, I'd already closed somebody, so I'm ready to go. So at 9 a.m., I start cold calling. Between 9 to 12, I'm pretty much calling expireds, for sale by owners, new ones first, then cancels, and then I go back and call all the people that hadn't picked up the day before that, blah, 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 right? And in those 3 hours, there's about 30 minutes of break built into it. I do 9 to 9:50, take about 10 minutes break before I shoot myself, and then same old, same old. Around 12, I usually take my lunch, and then anything after 1 p.m., it was like I can do whatever I want. Whatever needs to be done is what I'm going to do. So I'm either going to do follow-up, listing appointments from the cold calling, the CMAs from the cold calling, any showings I had, and if I had nothing to do, I would educate myself. I was coaching with Kevin Ward at the time, so I would start watching all his videos. I'm on YouTube, watching interviews with other agents, Googling stuff, practicing my scripts, whatever the case is, I was educating myself. And how many listing appointments did I get in my first year? Probably, I must have been around 30, 35 listing appointments. Guilty. Honestly, I only got 5 because my closing rate was terrible. And I just would not budge from my 6% commission, even though I was new and I was 21 years old. I was like, no, I deserve 6%, I'm going to get 6%. So all the listings I got were 6%. Now when I go back and do the math, I lost about $80,000 worth of commissions, because of those 35 listing appointments I went on, yeah, 15 were going to be overpriced, they can go screw themselves, but the other 20 would have hired me if I had just, flexed a little bit of the commission. Now in my area, it's more common to get a 5% commission than 6. I didn't know that. Some areas like Michigan, 6% is the norm, right? But in this area, it is not the norm, and I was not aware. But again, it doesn't matter, because if you're good enough at sales, you should be getting whatever your rate is, and I was not good enough in sales, just putting it out there. So that's what my schedule looked like my first year in the business. You can mold it to however you like, but I really enjoyed this schedule because by 12 o'clock, I've done all the hard work I need to do, and all I really gotta do is like follow up listing appointments, CMA showing. This doesn't take that much time. So if I really wanted, I'd be done with work by like 4 o'clock. You know, sometimes I get wild and I'll continue calling. So it was whatever, but it just felt like my days were controlled. I wasn't in chaos. So I think you should definitely, if you're in the first year in the business, put together a schedule, and you don't have to cold call. Just figure out something to prospect. You need some way to generate leads. I never called my sphere of influence. Again, sue me. So I was more comfortable cold calling. So you may be more comfortable, I don't know, just engaging on social media for 3 hours, or I can't come up with anything. Maybe calling your sphere, whatever the case is, right? Just build in prospecting in your schedule. Now, what does my schedule look like today? That's for another video, actually, because I think I've shared enough, I've talked fast enough. So that's it, folks. If you have questions about what your schedule should be like, feel free to leave it in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram. The name is going to be RMG Realty. I'm super responsive there. I get back to everybody. I'm not as famous as you think, so I can still be, I can still communicate with as many people as possible, right? So that's it, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.